Hey, how's it going, y'all? I actually haven't done a video like this in several years, I think, but over the summer we've gotten several new subscribers thanks to the videos of the 2816 hitting the algorithm just right. So first things first, I want to give a huge thank you and give all of you a proper welcome if you're new to the channel. So far, 2024 has been a great year when it comes to the channel's growth, even with us not making too many trips so far. That's really the purpose of this video. Y'all may have noticed that my upload schedule has been pretty inconsistent lately. In the past, I was able to post videos on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, but unfortunately that hasn't been the case lately. Along with life just being busy with work and a social life, I just haven't had the time to go out trackside as much as I'd like. And another factor is that after so many years of living in North Louisiana, it has become a bit harder to find new ideas for videos. I know many of you enjoy the Speedway videos that I throw together, and those will still be making appearances, but the truth is I enjoy making the longer style videos with more of a documentary feel, and ultimately that's what I prefer to be producing. But I mean, this video isn't just me complaining about how I don't have enough free time, at least it's not as much as I'd like. But I would like to share somewhat of a roadmap of what's to come. So at the end of this month and then flowing into the first week of September, we have probably our most ambitious trip that the channel has ever seen. It's going to be an entire week dedicated to gathering footage, and you'll be seeing those productions hopefully throughout September and October. I'm saving this one as a surprise, but an announcement video will be coming in about 2 weeks. So definitely be on the lookout for it because I'm thinking you will all be pleasantly surprised on where we will be. Like I said, it's the most ambitious, it's the furthest that I've ever traveled, not just for rail fanning and train purposes, but really in my life. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited to show that to y'all. Now, for some things that I can't announce the specifics on, we're in fact continuing our tradition of our annual fall trip to Rich Mountain along the CPKC Shreveport Subdivision. While we have confirmed that we will be there for one weekend in the month of November, there is a possibility that we will be visiting for 2 weekends. It really kind of depends on how well the fall colors pop out this year, and that's always kind of a wild card. Obviously, ultimately, that will be decided as we get closer to our planned dates and being sure that nothing else comes up. While up in Arkansas, there are plans to return to Patriot Rails to Queen and Eastern Short Line. Back in November of last year, I was on my way back home from a mountain meetup and just so happened to stumble upon DQE operating. I'd watch them interchange and build the train, and I'd follow them to Locksburg, I believe, which is along the route to go home, for me at least. This next go around, I'd like to film the entire run to Dirks and potentially the return trip. Meanwhile, back here in Louisiana, we are working up a few day trip ideas, such as following one of the 2 daily road trains that traverse the Alexandria Subdivision. This route runs between Shreveport and the yard just south of the city of Alexandria. It's definitely a line that isn't covered too often, which is honestly justifiable due to its lack of traffic, but we're going to try and get some of that footage to share with y'all. Not really sure when that's going to be. That's just hopefully a random Saturday we have free in the near future. The Bowmont Sub is also on our radar as well. Being one of the more popular subdivisions on the railroad in the region, we typically find decent success on the route with the road traffic. And while the road trains are not bad themselves, our eye is on the LL18 local, which operates between Mossville and Leesville. It's one of the few locals that consistently has KCS SD40 rebuilds on the consist, and we're already lacking on footage in the Mossville area, so the incentives are certainly there. The local primarily works in the afternoons into the darkness of night, not to be dramatic, so we're definitely going to need some luck that it will make it all the way to Leesville before the sun goes down. But I mean, even if that fails, we'll be sure to share the road traffic that we do manage to catch. Now, this future idea is still not really close to being set in stone for this year, but hopefully we can make it happen this year. If not, maybe early quarter of 2025, but we'll just have to see. The Fort Worth and Western is definitely one of the most unique short lines in the state of Texas, with its independent owner and that very eye-catching paint scheme. We filmed yard shuffling in the past, and I've yet to find success in filming the Crescent Turn from Fort Worth to the Union Pacific interchange in Crescent. Like I said, it's not 100% or really even 50% for that matter yet, but it still, in fact, is on the to-do list. For those of you that enjoy the What Once Was series, future installments are currently in the brainstorming stages, such as the Rock Island through Louisiana. The large sections of the old rock main have been long pulled up and abandoned. There is a huge story to be told there, and it definitely is an interesting one. We have other subjects in mind, but I am always looking for ideas on new things to cover that relate to the railroads of North Louisiana and, of course, its surrounding areas such as Texas, southern Arkansas, and maybe even Mississippi. I haven't branched out that much from that region just because, this is my home area and that's what I want to cover. But any ideas is greatly appreciated. I get a lot of messages and, people in person like, hey, you should do this. And I'm definitely getting those. I have a big list on my computer of things I need to do. But those do take, I would say, a little longer to make just for the research. That's solely it, because I've kind of veered away from just using the internet as sources for information. I typically buy a book on the subject if I can find one, or talk to local historians, just overall people who know what they're talking about, experienced it back in the day. But don't get me wrong, there is many ideas that are in those early phases, and eventually you'll be seeing them come out one by one. But yeah, a lot of ideas there. But like I said, if you have any suggestions at all, feel free to leave a comment down below, or I try to read as much as I can. But honestly, the best way to reach out to me is my Facebook page. I'll leave a link to it down in the description, and message me on that. I'm fairly better at responding to those. Also, my Instagram, there's just times, I have two separate accounts, personal and the train accounts, so every now and then stuff falls between the cracks message-wise, but I do try to read those as much as I can. And really the last thing I got is what we've done the past 2 years, and we'll be doing again for a third time this year. You'll be seeing another Christmas special on the channel. Not sure of exact details yet, but trust me, it will be there, of mostly CPKC's holiday train activities and operations, but maybe also Texas State Railroad. Not entirely sure on that yet, but just an idea that we do have. It goes without saying that these are just some productions that we have plans for. Any of these can be put back on the shelf to collect dust for some time, while at the same time new ideas could pop up and things could show up, and pretty much on a moment's notice. Again, I want to thank all of you for being patient and still showing up when new videos pop up. I really do appreciate all of y'all. Like I said, I'm not the best at responding, but all of your comments and feedback is truly appreciated. Be on the lookout for that announcement video of our surprise trip. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this little channel update. Until the next time, my friends, I'll be seeing you somewhere out there along the rails. And as always, thanks for watching.